welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher. So let's jump right into it. We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. What is going on, YouTube? It's Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles. This is a little bit of an impromptu live stream today, but I wanted to talk about one thing, and then everybody's been asking me. You guys know I am doing a show June 24th and June 25th in Morristown, New Jersey, and I'm going to have some books for sale. So I had a bunch of people ask me what I had. So I tried to find the right time for everybody to kind of come on and just do a claim sale, but everybody was kind of all over the place. It was one day was Friday, one day was Sunday, one day was Saturday. So this right now is really the only time I have available. So if you're on, we're going to get into a claim sale in about 20 minutes or so. I want to talk a little bit about something else first, give you a channel update as well. And then I will go through the books I have for sale. Now, if you're here and you want to buy something, by all means, claim a book. If you're watching this on the rewind, contact me via my email. My contact information is in the description of every video. I'll just say, hey, I'm interested in so-and-so book that you showed. Is it still available? I'm going to give you prices here today, so you're more than welcome to do that. Once we get to June 24th, June 25th, if all the books that I have for sale are still here, I will post them either on my website or on eBay, and that's how it's going to work. But we'll get into the claim sale in a little bit, but I want to say hello to the few people that are in the chat right now. It says we got about 10, but stay tuned. In about 15 to 20 minutes, we're going to do the claim stuff. And like I said, I'm here to just show you the books that I have. And if you want to claim something, you're more than welcome to. And we'll get into the rules in a little bit. But I have about 10 slabs and a short box full of keys. And that includes some sets and some minor keys and stuff like that. I have another short box full of stuff, but actually 2 short boxes full of stuff, but they're like non-keys, just fillers, stuff like that. So I'm not going to show them here today, just the main stuff. So I want to say hello to, of course, Absolute Game of Nerds. What's going on, Rohan and JP? I don't know if this is both of you or one of you, but hello to you guys. Brandon Metro, how you doing, bud? Thanks for joining me here today. Jim, how are you, bud? Great seeing you. And Ray Guevara, how are you, bud? We got about 15 people in here, so I'm not going to waste time because I got about an hour and a half max today. I don't even know if we're going to go that far, but I want to talk about something quick before we get into the claim stuff, and it allows me to let other people come into the room. But I'm going to do a whole recorded video on this, but I wanted to touch on the subject today because I think it's an important subject that I wanted to get to, and that is collecting goals, right? I put it on the thumbnail, and of course I didn't put the thumbnail on this computer, so I can't show it to you, but collecting goals and why I think it's important. Every collector out there, you have to have some kind of goal in mind when you set out to collect a certain genre of things. And we're going to talk about comics today. I know I collect toys and other people collect other stuff as well. I collect shoes as well, but I want to focus on the comic aspect of it because what has transpired over the past year and a half has kind of let some people drop out of collecting, and I want to address everyone here today. The first thing that I want to talk about is what kind of collector are you? And I think that you need to establish that right out of the gate, because if you don't, it can kind of turn into a disastrous situation. Are you a modern collector? Do you just buy modern books? Do you collect classic covers? Do you collect bronze and silver? Do you collect golden age books? Do you collect keys, right? Just keys, or do you collect everything? Do you run fill? Are you a run fill collector? There's a lot of different type of comic collectors out there. Are you a variant collector? A lot of people collect variants, 1 in 50 exclusives, 1 in 100 exclusive, Comic-Con exclusives, and you can be more than one of those things. You can collect a multitude of them in this genre of comics. But what I'm finding is that a lot of people who kind of just came into the hobby about a year and a half ago, I forgot to mention investor. There are people who invest in comics as well. Are you an investor as well? But this is important because what I'm seeing is a lot of people came into this hobby a year and a half ago, and they just kind of threw money at things, and now they're either panic selling or have gotten out of the hobby. And I think it's because they didn't have a goal in mind on what they were going to do. So my first thing I'm going to say is please, please, please figure out right away what kind of collector do you want to be. Now, I'm excluding readers, comic readers from this conversation because everybody should be reading comics at this point, right? If you go to your LCS or you buy books online to read, continue to do that. This conversation does not apply to you. And I said, you can be a comic reader and a collector at the same time. And I think that's 100% great. But the collecting side of it, guys, figure it out, because what I'm seeing is a lot of money wasted over the past couple of years, a lot of money spent on things that people kind of have buyer's remorse now. And I'm seeing people panic selling over the past 6 months to a year, where I'm seeing big keys and even smaller keys being sold for the fraction of what they were going for. People buying books just to buy books. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a story, and then we'll get into the chat as well. When I first got back into collecting in 2017, I knew right away, and it wasn't my first time collecting. I did it as a kid, and I came back, in my 20s, and then I came back in my late 30s, early 40s. So I knew right away I was going to be a key collector, where I was going to collect keys, classic covers, first appearances, stuff like that. But the timing when I got in collecting was afforded for me to do that. I can get into a book, and I'll use this as an example, in Marvel Spotlight 32, which is the first appearance of the Spider-Woman. And, you could have had that book back then in high grade for around $65-$70. So like at that time, I was picking up minor keys because they were cheaply priced. I was picking up bigger keys as I became more comfortable in buying certain books. I said, you know what? My first big book that I bought was an Incredible Hulk number 181 signed by Stan Lee. And yes, I don't remember what I paid for it, but it was a good chunk of change. And that was my first big book, around 2017, 2018, of books that I started to buy. So after I felt comfortable buying a bigger key and I saw the prices increase a little bit on that books, I started buying other things. You guys know where I am today. I have a Batman one, right? So I have granted, I have a Superman one that's coverless, but that's fine, or a facsimile cover or whatever it is. But decide right now what kind of collector you are at this moment, and decide what kind of collector you want to be going forward, because they may be two different things. And I think it's really important to have this conversation. And like I said, I'm going to do a separate video about this because I think it's so important right now where our hobby is at, where things are in the comic book collecting community, that you guys make a decision where you want to be. Because I still see people buying crap, and that's fine. Like if you're, like I said, if you're and I'm not saying this is crap, if you're a variant collector and you search for variant covers and that's your thing and you love it and you're happy doing it, then by all means stick to that, because that's where you're comfortable, you're happy doing it, and that's what this is supposed to be. You're supposed to be happy collecting comics. But I'm seeing a lot of hate, and I'm seeing a lot of people trying to unload books right now, and they're not moving because either they paid too much of them. I hate to say it, but they're not highly collectible, some of these books out there. And I'm going to use, some of the sales I've seen on IG, not from just from the big companies that are out there, but just people posting books for sale that, hey, they're trying to get top dollar for a book that's not worth top dollar anymore, because it really never was worth top dollar. It wasn't a key. Yes, it might have been a silver or bronze age book, but there was no significance to that. And that's how I feel about modern books right now. Outside of a few books here and there, there's no significance to most modern books. So like I said, if you buy modern books to read them, we're going to exclude you from the conversation. If you buy variant covers because that's your thing and you're happy doing it, we're going to exclude you from the conversation. If you're an incentive variant guy and you're happy doing that and you're not worried about the money that it costs to do that and you're cool with it, we're excluding you from the conversation. But if you're a flipper and you're buying some of these books right now, just be careful. If that's your end game is just to flip, I think now is not the time to do that. We've talked about this before, but again, what kind of collector are you now, and what do you want to be? Because now is a great opportunity for people who want to collect silver and bronze and keys, because they've come down so much. So I wanted to touch on this a little bit. So anybody who's in the chat right now, tell me what kind of collector you are. Are you satisfied with that as well? Are you happy, being that collector, or did you jump into the wrong genre first and then kind of switched over? Because I'd love to hear some feedback. Even if you're watching this on the rewind, like I said, I got into a little bit of FOMO when I first got back, buying everything in sight, and I kind of realized quick, wait, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get stuck with a million different books, they're down the line, they're not worth what they're asking for, and they don't have significance. So when I say significance, I buy books now because I'm attached to a character. And I've had probably every book that I've wanted to own in my lifetime. I've owned it outside of an action one and a Detective Comics 27. I've owned them all. Okay. Outside of those two big books. And you've seen over the past year or so, I've kind of been consolidating my collection. And that's for a reason, is because I don't need to have everything in sight anymore. I've been happy to own these books for a little bit, and I was happy to kind of let go of them. Um, I don't need everything. So that's why I kind of wanted to bring this up to you guys today and say, what do you want to do? I don't want, there are people out there who hoard books. I hate to say it. We can add that as a category. And when I do the video of going into this in depth, we have hoarders as well that never sell books. They just buy and buy and buy and buy and they never get rid of anything. So when we're not here anymore and we're passing on our stuff to our kids or to whoever we leave this stuff to, I don't want to burden them with it. I don't need to have everything in sight. And I just don't want people to leave the hobby more that I already have because they're stuck with stuff that they probably shouldn't have gone after in the first place. So, like I said, if you're happy collecting the way you are right now, this conversation, is not anything bad on you. It's not whatever. If you're happy doing it, then continue to do it and you're good to go. But for the people out there who are kind of stuck right now with books maybe they don't want, or they spend too much money on, or they're kind of feel like they're in a rut, this conversation is for you because I think we've all been there at one point. I've never felt like I was in a rut, but I figured out early on that I needed to kind of slow my spending to focus on books that I wanted for the long term. So that's what I'm urging everybody out there to do. But I want to catch up on the chat and say hello to a few people and take your comments before we get into the claim sale. Jeremy Fields, how are you, bud? Jay Peasy, what's going on? JP's here too. Here you go. Peter, thanks for joining from the UK, man. How are you? Great to see you. Jared Wallace says, this is really important advice. I had to learn the market all over again when I got back in 3 or 4 years ago. Prices were high. I buy to read and invest, collect. Gets expensive, but I'm enjoying it now. So like you realized it. And I think that's a great thing because I wanted to have this conversation for a little bit before we get into the claim sale. It's important because buying to read is one thing. I think no one should ever stop that. Like that's what makes comics enjoyable. That's how we all got into it, I think, when we were younger. And now invest, collect in the books that you want. Paul, how you doing, bud? I'm definitely a Silver Age run filler, key collector, and long-term investor. Happy collecting everyone. Again, so he knows what he is. He's happy with what he's doing, and that's awesome. That's what we want from a collector, like all of us. Like, I don't want anyone to get into this hobby or get out of this hobby because they felt like they bought the wrong thing or they over dipped in stuff they shouldn't have been buying. Big key collector. So I'm with you. I've used to be like, I pick up smaller keys when I thought they were affordable. And that was in 2017, 18, and 19. And later on, I've gotten rid of most of that stuff. And what I have for sale today is kind of almost the rest of it outside of some run filler, which I will eventually get rid of as well. But I've turned into the bigger key guy. And even that now I focus on the books that are important to me. Now I've gone from the bigger keys, the smaller keys, to the bigger keys, to the books that are more important to me. Jared says FOMO and flipping is tough. No thanks. It is very tough. I think 2017, 18, if you were able to buy books and I was able to buy them, in 2019, 2020, those books doubled and tripled. So I got rid of a lot of my stuff. So it was worth it. It's all about timing, if you're going to do it. With the modern stuff, I'm never an advocate of it. It's just, I think people, I don't want to say it hurts the hobby doing that, but there's always people out there who are into the next hot thing. But those things are only hot for the moment. Most modern keys, aren't investment worthy books. Danny, what's going on, buddy? Zach of all trades, how are you? Blue chip. So he's a blue chip guy, like I think a lot of collectors are. And I think a lot of people who follow me, they kind of are like me, where they've into the blue chips as well. So Ray says first appearances, iconic covers, and major keys only, mainly silver and bronze. So again, likewise, and he's happy doing so, and that's what we want. So Zach says he's consolidating to his blue chips, and that's, again, I've gone through that process where I went from smaller to bigger, to the big boys, to now the books that I'm holding on to that mean something to me. So again, great. I'm collecting Batman keys because of them dropping so much. I landed at 3.5, 155 recently, so we're so stoked. So again, He's a Batman collector. So again, that's part of it. I mean, I'll call you. I don't want to call you a run filler, but you're sticking to one title or Batman keys, Detective and Batman. So I'll call it character based. So that's 100% fine. It's a character that means something to you. Not that anything is wrong. I just don't want to. I don't want people running from the hobby and feel like they wasted their life savings. I'm seeing people sell collections, and I'm talking good collections, like some key books for 50% on the dollar. Like, why are you doing that? Unless you felt like you overindulged at some point, or maybe you really need the money. That's another thing. Mike, how are you? X-Men pre-issue 300. So again, a run guy, probably a favorite title, X-Men. Batman and Silver Age big keys. So yes, here we have some Silver Age big boys coming out. And I still think I have this conversation with Errol and Jason all the time about what people should be buying, and they're strictly golden age at this point. But me, from the way Silver Age has come down so much, if you're a long term holder, man, I'm still buying Silver Age. If I can get a deal on something I think at 20 years that I can hold on to, I still think it's worth it. I'm just collecting, keeping 100 PC books now, only keys. Yep. Do It Big. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Also landed in Akira 1. That was on the Hot 10 for past couple of weeks. So again, if you're buying it out of spec, I would say be wary. If you like the series and you just want the book, I think that's great. Analysis of historical price action, supply and demand zones. No Gun Joe. That's a great name, bud. Variants historic exclusives are dead end street. Listen. I'm like you guys. I say the same thing, but a lot of people like collecting variants, so I'm not going to knock it. But if that's your thing, that's fine. If you do it and then you're down the line, you think it's wrong, it's a big problem. So that's why I say where you are today and where you're going to be in a couple of years or so. Peter says, I'm primarily a Bronze Age USA UK comic book collector who likes to read. So I purchased the complete storyline runs of comics I read back in the 70s. So again, totally good spot. You're happy with what you're doing. Plus, I like the odd CGC slabbed and or signed copy for displays purposes. I'm with you. I like displaying my books. Like if you're going to buy books, I don't like keeping them in short boxes because I never see them. Then I got to go through all this stuff just to look at them. I want to see this stuff. If you guys haven't checked out my room tour, check it out. It shows you how I kind of display everything in here. Variants can be fun, and we'll see about the art and not investing. So I forgot to mention that as well. That's why I said I want to do like a standard video on this, and I will. The art is something people like to collect. Like a lot of those art germ covers I find fascinating. It's incredible stuff, and you can get it for cover price. I'm all for it, buying that stuff. But it's just forking up a lot of money to own this stuff, I think is better put elsewhere. But if you're happy doing that, then that's fine. I just don't want you to be upset or leave the hobby later on when these things go down in value. Kenneth, what's going on, bud? I buy raw copies of The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1 to read. I think my major keys are in good condition, may get graded in a few years. So again, if you're ASM collector like me, I collect the run. I'm trying to do 1 through 300. So you can be more than one thing. You can be a Silver Age and Bronze Age major key collector and still do a run, right? I'm doing it. But it's got to be, you have to be happy doing it. I don't ever feel like it's pressure. If you feel like there's pressure, you're doing the wrong thing in this hobby. I feel that it's time to buy Silver Age keys right now because of the market. Batman is my main collection. And that's totally cool. Like I agree. Silver Age, I think, is been beat up. If you're willing to hold for a period of time, you're going to be okay, in my opinion. But I think it's going to be a long time. It's not going to be the 5 years. I don't even think it's going to be when the MCU starts back up and starts to get good again. It's not going to be that. Most of those books the MCUs has kind of driven up already are the main characters. Anybody else besides that, I'm not sure it's ever going to go up. But again, if you think you can get a good deal on stuff and you want to buy it and you're happy buying it, that's the key, guys. Buy what you like. We will always say it, but I still see people, going nuts for whatnot sales, buying, the new flavor of the week. I don't want you to see driven out of the hobby. And I don't like another thing I'm going to say, and I may get killed for, but like even Silver Age books that have no meaning. If you're doing a run, if you're like an X-Men fan or a Spider-Man fan, like right now I'm trying to complete an ASM run 1 to 300. So like there's a lot of books from like, I'll say 70 on that are like, they have no meaning whatsoever outside of maybe a cool cover. And there are people asking top dollar for like an ASM 70 something that has like there's no meaning to the book. And you want like $100 for that book. That's nuts. To me, that's why it's taken me so long to do this, because I'm trying to find books that are worth buying. If you give me an ASM 70 something and I can get it for like $30, I'm down, right? I'm totally fine with that. If I got to pay $100 for that book, it's not worth it because there's no significant value other than being an early Amazing Spider-Man key. So that's where I think people get into trouble. And I'm seeing a lot of like run filler books, even though they're from the Silver Age or Bronze Age, people are trying to get ridiculous money for, and they're never going to do it. If you have a key, it's one thing. If you don't, you're kind of stuck with these books at these high prices if you pay that. Jared says, I agree. Bronze and Silver Age keys are a great price. Hope it goes down the next 2 quarters for a few more purchases before it go back up. I know you have a raw ISM collection. You ever crack slab books so they're raw? So yes, I do. Okay. I've cracked a few books. I'm actually thinking about cracking my ASM 14. It's a 3.0 because my entire ASM run outside of a few books here or there is raw. And my ASM 1 is slabbed. My ASM 14 is slabbed. You can see them behind me back there. I have the signature series books I'm not going to slab because they're yellow label. I'm not going to do that. That would be nuts. But only have a few left that are slabbed. Everything else is raw. And my AF15, which I'll never slab. I'll never unslab. But if they're cheap books, like I had an ASM 20, I had 2 of them that are slabbed. I unslabbed both of them. I agree. I never understand paying like $1,500 for a 9.8 random Silver Age book. Just so you own a high grade copy of a book that has no meaning, it makes no sense to me either. But there are people out there who do it. I never understood it. If you're going to buy something, make it have value to you, whether it's a key, classic cover. If it just has value to you, that's great. But if you ever try to sell that book, you're never getting what you paid for it, right? Because it doesn't have value to other people. But if you like it, I think it's awesome. If you're not worried about resale value, then that's fine. But if you are, and then you try to sell that book and you're getting 50% off, like why would you buy it? I'm not a huge fan of key collector calling everything a key and propping up books that I won't hold value. I agree. There is only, if you guys ever watch my my hierarchy video, the comic book investing hierarchy video, there were 2 parts, and there were basically, the first one is mostly all golden age books that are investment worthy, and then the second one is mostly silver and bronze keys that I would buy. And everything past those books, in my opinion, for investment purposes, for long-term holding, I'm not doing it at this point, but it's a guide for people out there who want to collect. If you want to watch those videos, there are other books out there that I'd want to own. Don't get me wrong. I bring up Marvel Spotlight 32 because the first Spider one eventually is going to show up in a movie. And I think that it's still cheap enough. It spiked a lot and then it came back down. I'm not saying it's going to hold value, crazy value long term. Not saying that, but there were a time in 2017, 2018 where those books should be bought. We may be getting to that time now again. Over the next couple of years, we're going to find out if those books just level off and stop. And if you're willing to hold another, 10 years on top of that, we might be back where those books start going up in value again. So again, I wanted to touch this on a little bit today before getting the claim sale. And I said what I said. It's 12:23, 20 minutes, right on the dot, really. So I'm going to start with a claim sale. So we're going to go over a few things. Those videos are the best I've seen. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. So we're going to get into the claim sale. So I'm going to throw a couple things up. I accept PayPal, friends, and family to my email, lsmrph@yahoo.com, or Zelle or Apple Pay. That's it. Nothing else. Free shipping on anything $150 or more. As long as you're in the U.S. As long as you're in the U.S., I will ship it for free. Or $150 or more. No questions asked. Anything under $150 is $8 raw, which is still cheap. I'm still losing money on shipping, which is fine. And 15 for slab. Okay. And only got 10 slabs. So, but 15 flat, no matter how many slabs you buy, it's on me. The reason why I'm doing this, guys, I said it in the beginning. I'm doing a show, and it's going to be my only show that I do, I think, for selling books in June 24th and June 25th. Morristown Garden State Comic Fest. I'm going to be there setting up with a buddy of mine, and we're going to have books for sale, talk to people, talk about the channel a little bit and stuff like that. And so I've sold a lot of stuff already through a couple of Instagram sellers, and most of my big books are gone. Slabs. I have some nicer big books that are raw still. And right now, I think with raw books going up in value, like you could get a decent deal. I will take offers, guys. So if you are wanting to buy something today, I will take offers. So I'm not going to take something ridiculous, but if it's close, I priced most of these books about 2 months ago. So if I'm a little off, you could come at me, but that doesn't mean I'm going to sell it. But I priced these both about a couple of months ago. So they should be in the price range of GPA. If it's a little over and you want to make me an offer, be my guest. You may get me accepted. You may not. Nope. No hard feelings. I'm not a seller. I'm a collector like you guys. Okay. So keep that in your head. So like I said, PayPal, friends and family, Zelle, Apple Pay. That's it. I stand by my books. If you're unhappy for any reason, just mail it back to me. If you mail it back to me, the shipping back to me is on you. But other than that, I've never had a book returned once because the person thought it was trimmed and it wasn't, because I actually got that book slabbed and it wasn't. So, but whatever. No big deal. Comics and culture, bro. Where are you in Jersey? So I can meet you like at Zap or something. I don't know where you are, but you know where Zap is. I met somebody else and did a sale there. So yes, I would be willing to do that. But that's up to you. Yes. All right. Sorry, I had to look at that. So yeah, you let me know where you are in Jersey if you want. Like I said, and if you're watching this on the rewind, guys, and a book is still here, my email is in. It's right here. You can email me there, or my regular email that I use for YouTube is in the description of every video. So just email me, say I'm interested in this book, blah, blah, blah. So you don't have to be here right now if you don't want to. So yeah, Zap will be fine. It have to be like a Saturday or for me right after work, but yeah, I could totally do that. All right. Any other thing before I start? I'm gonna go through the slab shorts because they're sitting right here. And if you want something, I want you to write claim and the dollar amount of the book. You don't have to write the book, what it is, because they're probably all different. But I'll confirm. Let me get a pen and a paper right here. I'll confirm that you want it. And I'm not going to be here too long. Again, I don't have a ton of stuff. I just bought the stuff that I'm selling, like the keys, okay? Or for number one issues, stuff like that. Some of it's cheap, some of it's expensive. So, you guys ready? All right. So the first book I'm going to throw up to you is, I'm going to do like this at a slab source. I have an Amazing Spider-Man number 25. First cameo appearance of Mary Jane Watson. It's a 4.5 off-white to white pager. I have this listed for $420 or best offer. But there you go. I know there's a little bit of a delay on YouTube, so I'm not going to hold the books forever. But ASM 25, 4.5 off-white to white. First cameo of Mary Jane. Next one is a Secret Wars number 8. It's a 9.0 white pager. It's got the awesome new Marvel Superhero Secret Wars Spider-Man label right there. Awesome. $220, 9.0. Nice copy. You could see right up there. Probably could use a press up at the top. So you could press this book if you want. Submit it, but I'm not sure if this label is still available at CGC, but either way, $220, I think it's a good deal. Should have brought some water down here. We have a Batman number 189. First appearance of the Silver Age Scarecrow. It's a 4.0 cream. No, I'm sorry. Slightly brittle pages. Slightly brittle pages. 4.0. Nice copy. I have this at $325. $325. Again, if you want to see a book again, just mention it to me. I know there's a delay, so. And again, everything will go, whatever doesn't sell, which I don't even expect much to sell today. I just wanted to show you guys, even if on the rewind you want something, you could always message me. I have a Batman number 234. First Silver Age appearance of Two-Face. Also in a 4.0. This one is off-white to white. First Silver Age Two-Face. Awesome Neil Adams cover. If you want to see the back, I'll show it to you. It's $300. That's what I'm asking for it. All right, here we have a semi-big book right now. It is Amazing Spider-Man number 194. First appearance of the Black Cat. A 9.0 white pager. Okay, it's a white pager. So the white pagers are a little bit harder to get on this one. I'm asking $425 on this one. $425. I wish they had a Black Cat label, because I would definitely get that. All right, another big one, which I was kind of on the fence about selling, but I figured I'll just show it. If somebody wants it, they could grab it. If not, no big deal. Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 1. First appearance of the Sinister Six. This one is a 1.8 off-white pages Spider-Man label. I'm asking $500 for this book. This book was like $1,100 like 2 years ago, and I bought it like in 2017. So I'm still making out at $500. But nice copy, 1.8, affordable copy. Amazing Spider-Man, a lot of Spider-Man books. This is the Spider-Man run, then I'll get into other stuff. Claim $500, Jim Richards. Thank you, buddy. ASM Annual 1, Jim Richards. Jim, you could pay for everything at the end in case you buy something else, but you could always cut. Oh, also, if I follow you on IG or vice versa, you could always message me there as well. Mighty Comics _collectibles on Instagram. Jim, that's all yours, bro. Thank you. That's a good one. All right, so I have Amazing Spider-Man number 252. This one is a 9.2, another white pager, okay? This one's a newsstand. I'm asking $249 for a newsstand copy of this book. 9.2, ASM 252. Of course, first symbiote in the ASM title. Nice book to have. All right, guys, and my last slab. Duke Beeg 189. I will check for you right now. So this is the 189. Someone else just asked me about both of you. It's a 4.0, slightly brittle pages. I'm asking 325. So I will take 300. You asked Jared, you asked 275. So the first person who writes 300, if you want it, it's cost free shipping, of course, as long as you're in the US for this book, because it's over 150. So if anybody writes 300, it's theirs. By the way, I forgot to mention this. If you pay through PayPal, friends and family, do not write what it's for. I will contact me through my email, and then we'll go through shipping through there. This way I have your email. If we, like I said, if you're on Instagram, you can message me there and put your info there. Don't write it on on the PayPal thing, because that's how I get in trouble, friends and family. If you pay that way. Jared, I see you, buddy. Claim 300. It's yours. So I'm going to write your name on it. So just do me a favor, either Instagram or my email. After you pay, send me an email saying, what you got, and put your address in there. Thank you, Jared. Good pickup, man. I like all the Silver Age Batman stuff. Unfortunately, when you buy a Batman 1, you got to let some stuff go. And I am working on something else, but I haven't told anybody that yet. All right, last slab of the night, okay? It's a big boy. It's Amazing Spider-Man number 2. And it's obviously the first appearance of the Vulture. It is also the third appearance of Spider-Man in comics. I was asking $2,400. I'm dropping this down to $1,900. So it's $500 off. Now, before you do anything, see that right there? There's a missing that chunk right there in the top. Other than that, it's a nice book. There you go. There's a good off-white pages, by the way. That's why I picked up a lot of these books, because I'm not even going to tell you what they picked this up for in 2017. You guys will panic when you see how much I paid for this. But here's the back. You can see 2,400 I had marked, but I'm willing to drop this to 19 because it's been on sale for a while. So that's it for the slabs. That's all the slabs I have for today. I actually thought about dropping an ASM 316 classic Tom DeForma and a 9.8 custom Venom label that I have. But I'm doing an eBay video, and the book just sold in a 9.8 without the label for ridiculous money. And I want to see if that's an anomaly or not. So I'm holding that one back. But that one may come up for sale soon. All right. You see these? These are all first appearance books. See, they're all raw. Some of them are more expensive than others, but all right. Here we go for the raws. I have a Batman number 232, first appearance of Ra's al Ghul. Nice copy. I'm probably calling this around a 4045. It can use a press because there's a little bit of a pressable crease. There's 5 cent written right there. Can you see that? There you go, 5 cent. I'm asking 400 for this. First Ra's al Ghul. I'll hold it up so you guys can see it better. But you can see that crease. It's pressable, but there's some by the staple appearance, there's some color breaking creases. But either way, a nice copy. Just needs a press. All right, how about the first appearance of the Winter Soldier? This is actually a variant cover, just so you know. The original cover's got Cap on the front. This is the variant. Less copies available with Winter Soldier on the front. I'm asking $100. Um, I'm not grading this book a 9.8 because it's not. It's definitely near mint. It could use a press as well, but it's not. It's still in good shape. But it's a white cover, so I'll never call this a 9.8. $100 though. First appearance of the Winter Soldier. All right, here's a book I'm not sure if I wanted to sell or not, and I have it priced because I don't want to sell it. But I'm going to be firm on this book, okay? Or no, I shouldn't say that. I'll take an offer, but it's got to be real close because it's a nice copy of this book. Batman number 181, first appearance of Poison Ivy. It's a nice copy of this book. I'm asking $850. Could benefit from a press. You could see right there in that corner under the 850. There's some pressable defect that's right there. It looks like somebody tried to trace something or something other. Other than that, little bit of spine wear, but other beautiful copy. It's complete. The pinups there. Also has a a stamp. Beers Book Center. Beers Book Center. First Poison Ivy complete with the pinup, $850. Astonishing Tales number 25, first appearance of Deathlock. Again, it's like an 8.0, 8.5. I'm asking $115 on this one. This character we could definitely see down the road in Marvel. But nice copy of this one, $115. Star Wars 68. First cover, I think, a boat. No, maybe not. I don't remember what the significance of this one is, but it's $110. I'll take 100 if anybody wants it. Either way, nice book. My only copy of this one I am going to let go. Fantastic Four number 72. Classic Silver Surfer cover. I'm asking, sorry for the camera, 110. It's 5055. This is graded at. Definitely could use a press. You could see it at the top. But awesome Kirby art. 110. Tales of Suspense number 50. First appearance of the Mandarin. You know he's going to come back in a future Shang-Chi movie. 175. This one's actually a really beautiful copy. It's graded at a 4.5. I think it's a little better than that, to be honest with you, but nice copy of the Mandarin. 175. Conan the Barbarian number 1. First appearance of Conan. This one I have graded a 3.5. It's 165. It's got a date stamp, August 12th, right there. 165, first appearance of Conan. Again, a book that not a huge key, but again, when you could find great keys for good prices, I pick them up no matter what. All right, another big one. Amazing Spider-Man number 50. Asking 800 on this one. Definitely could use a press. There's some fraying over at the top. You can see right there. Other than that, the colors are really nice in this book. There is a dog ear on this end. Here you go. Right here, you can see it. Asking 800. First appearance of the Kingpin trifecta book. Spotlight 32. First appearance of Werewolf. Again, a character that'll probably come back at some point in Marvel since they already had the show. Trying to focus the camera there. There you go. I'm asking 375. First appearance of Werewolf. Nice copy. Probably around a 5 or so. There we go. Now you can see it. Thank you, Malibu Brody. I appreciate that, man. Awesome. All right. Fantastic Four number 49. This one is a lower grade copy. 2530, 550. First appearance of Galactus, of course, guys. First full Galactus. We'll call this book a 2.5, okay? 550, your best offer. Grade on ASM 50. I'm going to call this a 3.5. Okay. I will take offers on this one if you want to make an offer. I'll call it a 3.5, I think. Yeah, I think that's spot on. All right, guys. The next book, again, is a book I thought about having slabbed. So this book is high grade. Okay. It is Marvel Spotlight 32, first appearance of the Spider-Woman. And when I say, I don't see any ticks on this book. It definitely can use a press, but no color breaks that I could see on the spine. And I have it priced accordingly because if I press this book, I might grade it, even though I'm not sending stuff to CGC right now. So that's why I've held on to it. Really nice high grade copy of this one. I'm asking $425, but it's a beautiful copy. But that's okay. Like I said, if nobody takes this one, I will eventually get it graded, but not right now. Just for protection. And I want to see if it'll come back a super high grade. Other than that, I'll keep it raw. All right, here we have a ASM 40. Another classic cover. This one's beautiful. Colors are just perfect on this book. And I'm only asking $220. Look at the colors on this book, dude. It's fucking gorgeous. $220, one of my favorite ASM John Romita covers. You guys 39 is my favorite, but this one is absolutely beautiful. $220 on the 40. We have a Fantastic Four number 50, the brown cover. I don't know why everybody doesn't like this book. It's graded at a 4.5. 325 is what I have it listed for. 325. Again, a nice copy of this book. There's a little spine wear, but other than that, the book is really nice. You can see the spine wear right there. But if you look at the rest of the book, everything's sharp. Obviously, any book, I haven't pressed anything, so definitely can benefit from a press. I'm not sure you get a bump because of the spine wear, but about a 4.5 for 325. Here we have another high grade copy, but this one's a 94. It's not. I have it graded at a 7.0, but probably go a little bit higher than that, possibly. ASM 194, asking 375. It's about a 7075. Nice copy for the raw lovers out there. Mike asked why I'm going to send it to CDC because of the prices. $150 for anything under $1,000. So do I want to spend $150 for that book to get graded? Well, I'm asking $400 for $425 and I pay $150. I'm already at almost $600. Like, it's book's not worth $600. So why would I do it? It's just too much money right now to spend to send that shit to CGC. Anything over 1,000, they want 4% on. It's and minimum of 150. So just doesn't make sense to send stuff in right now. All right, we have a monster. You ready? Silver Surfer number 4. Raw copy, I'm asking $1,000. It's my only copy of this book, but you don't see it raw too often. And it's a nice copy. It's about, like, in my opinion, is 6.5 or so. 6.0, 6.5, we'll call it. $1,000. Grade on the 181. I think it's about a 4.5. So again, this is one of the books I said I'm not sure if I want to sell it or not, but that's why I have it graded. That's why I have it priced the way I have it priced, because it's when you can find this book in like nice grade, man, when it looks really good with the pinup, I never want to sell it, but I will offer it up because I'm trying to work on something else. All right, I have those are the big keys. I have a few minor keys now. Marvel Team Up number 65. This is the first Captain Britain in the US, so keep that in your head. Not overall, but in the US. $40. Nice key. For if Captain Britain does show up, you never know, for $40. Champions number 1. Believe this is the first Champions, $30. Decent grade. I had this at 40. I dropped it to 30. There are some ticks here along the spine, but again, I'm not really too worried about books like this in high grade. And when I buy keys like these smaller keys, I buy them just to buy them. So this $30 on that one. I'm going to do a couple of sets because there's only like 5 or 6, and then I get back into the single issues. So I have a Secret Wars set. Okay. Now, keep in mind, this does not include number 8, but I do have a number 8 for sale and a 9.0. Okay. It's everything besides the 8 in here for $150. So I don't remember how many issues were there. There's 14 issues or 15 issues. Is that what it was? $150. So you're basically getting like $10 an issue. They're all like mid grade to like very fine. There's nothing spectacular, high grade, super nonsense in here. These are reader copies, in my opinion. So $150 for basically 14 books minus the 8, maybe 13 books. I forgot how many are minus the 8. So $150. It's $11, $12 a book. That's, in my opinion, just to have it. That's why I bought it, just to have it. There you go. He's looking for World's Finest 88 if anyone has one and they want to sell it. All right. Wolverine 1 through 4. Another set. The number 1 is actually in really nice shape. Okay. I'm not, it's very fine near mint in that range. So, but all 4 in here, all 4 are really nice copies. I'm not calling them I'm not calling them all 9/8. No, but for the price I'm selling all 4 for, it's a deal. $250 for all 4. That averages what to, my math is not with it today. It's under $70 a book. So under $70 a book, you can't even get the one for $100 right now, minimum. So that's that. Again, one of my favorite storylines when I was a kid, Batman Death in the Family. The whole storyline right here, $150. There's 4 issues in this one, 150, 4 issues. So just under just over 40 something dollars a book. Again, the grade is, the one looks beautiful, but I don't, off the top of my head, they're mid to grade to very fine. Because I never collect anything like this in super high grade. It's not worth the money. Unless they're slabbed and they're 9/8. That's it. Batman Dark Knight Returns. The whole set. Again, not super high grade books, but again, you want to read them. You want to enjoy all 4 issues. They're right here. $100 for the set. I think there's 4 issues as well in this, so $25 a book. Again, you can't beat that. In my opinion, just to get all 4 as it is, $100. Batman Year One. Again, another great Batman storyline. If you guys don't have it and haven't read it, $60. 4 issues. That's $15 a book, guys. So again, if you want to read some awesome Batman stories, you guys know I'm a Batman fan, so. All right, here's a cheap one. How about the whole, remember these? X-Men? All 4 of the issues here. X-Men ones. They had 4 issues of this, or all together, it's $20. Claim $60. Jim Richards. Thank you, buddy. I'm going to put this with your books. Give me a second. Good pickup, Jim. In my opinion, that's one of the best storylines. Year one, you get everything that start where Batman started and stuff like that. Detective Comics set. I forgot the issues. It's the straight issues. It's $5.75, 6, 7, and 8. So Batman Year 2, the set. I have this at $80, so $20 each. Still a good set. Again, this looks pretty good. The grade wise, they're probably very fine around that thing for $80, $20 each. And my last set is, of course, Infinity Gauntlet. Had this set, forever. Nice looking set. I'm asking $100. I think there's 6 issues. Yeah. So again, $100 for the entire Infinity Gauntlet set. All the books, comics. If you want to read them, 100% fine. But if you just want the set, $60. So that's it for the sets. Now I'll get into the rest of the books. And there aren't too many. I told you I went over the main keys. I do have some number 1 issues and some minor keys. Give me 1 second just to put this stuff away. Okay. All right, here are some number 1 issues that are cheap, or some other small keys. So Machine Man number 1. Obviously, I'm asking $20. It's a VG. It's nothing crazy, but this is Jack Kirby art. So somebody gave me this, believe it or not, but I'm asking $5 for it. It's Prince Namor, the Savage Submariner, number 67. It's actually the first time he gets his new costume, but it's in rough shape. But $5, it is a key because it's the first time he gets his new costume. The Shadow, #1. This book is super high grade. Super high grade. I'm asking 25 bucks or 20 bucks for it, excuse me. But a cool DC key. X-Men number 244, the first forgot who this is. This is somebody. This is Jubilee. It's about a 7-0. Asking 25. How about the first Monica Rambeau? Amazing Spider-Man King Size Annual number 16. Again, about a VF copy. I'm asking 50 bucks for this one. How about the second appearance of Groot? There's a book I'm surprised hasn't gone up in value with everything going on with Guardians. Even back when that movie first came out, it's 25 bucks for the second appearance of Groot. You guys know how expensive the first appearance is. Classic cover, Avengers number 223, where Hawkeye sends what happened there? Sends Ant-Man on the Arrow. Classic cover, 20 bucks. Weapon X Wolverine number 72, 30 bucks. Again, Weapon X storyline. Great thing, 20 bucks. Again, and probably about VF 80, around that range. Daredevil number 184. Classic Daredevil cover. Again, probably same thing, VF 30 bucks. Definitely use a press, but other than that, I don't see any. There's no ticks. Just to definitely use a press. Beautiful cover. And another book I wasn't sure I wanted to let go, but I figured if somebody wants it. Marvel Age number 90. This, if you guys don't know, it's the first time Todd McFarlane drew Spider-Man in a Marvel book. So it's 40 bucks, just a cool Spider-Man key to have. But this is before he did ASM and then before he did obviously the Spider-Man run that he went on for 16 issues. So this is the first time he did that. So that's why I picked it up cheap way back when. Still cheap now, just a cool book to have. So guys, believe it or not, no, I'm sorry. There's more. All right, so I have some Hulk books that I'm selling, and that's it. Like I have 2 other short boxes, but they're run filler stuff. So if there's anything that you're looking for that's not a key, because there's no keys in there, I'll be glad to show it to you if I have it. But I have like some Fantastic Four issues, stuff like that. Hulk 106. All these Silver Age Hulk books are hard to get in decent shape, and these are in decent shape. 106, 40 bucks. 111, 40 bucks. This one has a sub crease, but it doesn't break color. A little bit, 40 bucks. 112, 50 bucks. You guys know I'm a Hulk fan, but sometimes you got to let this stuff go. First Todd McFarlane artwork in Marvel, 10 bucks. Hulk 330. Hulk 341. So more McFarlane artwork. You guys know I love McFarlane. 5 bucks. I was enamored with the way he drew Hulk. It was such a wacky freaking artwork with the Hulk. 342. 5 bucks. Again, I'm throwing up the cheap shit because I didn't realize they were in here. More McFarlane Hulk, 5 bucks. How about a classic one? 344. 20 bucks. Awesome homage cover. And 345, 10 bucks. And that's it, guys. I told you I have 3 short boxes, but those are the keys I have that for sale right now. They're just, they're solid books. A lot of the bigger stuff I showed you early on, that's the stuff that's going to move. But because I'm doing that show, these are actually all going there. Whatever I don't sell is going to go to eBay, and then we'll flash all this stuff out. Thank you, Jim and Jared. Appreciate that for picking up what you for the Hulk lot. Let's see. For the McFarlane Hulk lot. So that's 10, 30, 35, 40, 45. You're including this, right? This one? 45, 55. So I have it. If you're including that one, it's 55, and you're asking, 35. I will do. I'll meet you in the middle at 45 plus the 8 shipping. That's up to you, Candace. You let me know. I'll keep these on the side for a second. But that's it for the sale. When we first talked about this stuff, there was so much more that I had, but I ended up selling so much stuff. Like I sold my X-Men 1, my Telespense 39, a lot of like bigger keys, some ASM 4 gone. What's Twitter Spaces? Candace, you got it, buddy. 80 Candace 86. Just message me on through my email once you pay. And just tell me your address and what you got, even though there's not too many sales, so it's easy for me to track. It's yours. Thank you, Candace, buddy. I don't know what Twitter Spaces is. I'm on Twitter, but I don't know what that is. If you want, I mean, I want to save some stuff for the show that I'm going to be at. After that, I may do like a Whatnot sale. I do have a Whatnot account. I have sold there before, but I may do that if I just want to blow some stuff out. But like the bigger keys, I can't do that. Like I would never sell this on a freaking Whatnot, right? I love this book. Perfect. Thank you, Jared. I appreciate that, buddy. I'll confirm everything after the live stream is over. And like I said, we can hang out and talk some stuff first. But I really just wanted to kind of show you guys what was for sale because I had a bunch of people asking me. Even now on the rewind, some people may watch and reach out and ask for stuff, some of the stuff. So, but I got to check out what you're talking about the Twitter Spaces because I'm not really familiar with that. If that's like a live show, I could do, like I said, I do a Whatnot on here. I have more followers. That's the only thing. So I figured a lot of people would jump on, which we had at one point. We had 40 something. I think that was pretty good for a YouTube live stream. Back in the day when I used to do them, I used to do them all the time. I had so many freaking people on it. I was selling more stuff. It was crazy. I was selling so much stuff, but I'm not a seller. I'm a collector. So I just want to streamline some stuff, blow a few books out, sell what I can, and then get back into, finding stuff that I think is undervalued. And then I'll figure it out from there. But thank you guys for being here. Going through some of the stuff. I'll hang on for like another little bit. If you guys want to talk some shop, we could talk about con season. We could talk about, prices of books and stuff like that. Doing a lot of eBay sales videos right now. I could tell you that some books are rebounding, and I don't know if they're anomaly sales or not, but I don't want to spoil it. But like I said, I told you about the 316 that it was crazy what it sold for, a 9.8. We had another book that was crazy. I was like, holy shit. A FF number 5, First Appearance Dr. Doom. It was sold for a crazy price. I was like, holy crap. And I didn't know why. But we're talking like $3,000 over the last sale. So that's another one. But like I said, my thing was that when I was going through and I watch a lot of IG live sales. I see a lot of posts on IG for books that are for sale. And I'm not seeing as many books sell, obviously, but what I am seeing sell are raw books that are affordable. I'm still seeing some pre-code horror selling, but not at the pace it was a while ago. The bigger stuff is not moving as it once was. I told you I was on Two Brothers Comics a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about cons. And the last con I went to, they didn't even have any AF-15s there. That's how it was. It was crazy. And I was wondering to myself, like, are the dealers holding the bigger books back at this point because they know they've dropped so much? You guys let me know what you think. I haven't seen Guardians yet. Guys, I got to see it. I have not. I've been crazy. I've had like communions and confirmations this past month. I've had like one a week for like the past month and a half. It's been crazy. It was a great movie. Tech 69. There you go. It's a good one. I'm excited for the new one. The Spider-Verse movie. I tried to get the shoes this morning and I wasn't able to get them, which pissed me off. They must be limited, so that pissed me off. So it's great you brought this up. He said he's seen many people frustrated with all the CGC signings. Curious if you're a fan. CGC pricing, I agree, is getting less appealing. So somebody brought up a great point to me yesterday, as a matter of fact, that If you look at CGC right now, their focus is getting books signed. So what's happening is they're regrading books they've already graded. They're getting raw books too because of the signatures process. But think about it. People are cracking already slab books and having them, signed and then slabbed again. So they're getting books that they've already slabbed, reslabbed. So that people are spending more money. What happens when all the bronze and all the silver that should be slabbed is slabbed already? How are they going to make money? They're going to reslab by offering more signings. So I think everything's just a money grab right now at CGC. It's really I'm not a fan of it. I've said this multiple times about signing signature books. The books that I have signed, John Romita, Stan Lee, and Todd McFarlane. Those are the 3 signature books that I have. And I didn't meet them. I got them. I purchased them already signed. So those 3, obviously, Romita's alive. McFarlane's alive. I don't have a Kirby signature or a Ditko signature. I would love that, but they're gone. And that's it. Lee is already gone as well. So I'm not a big signature guy. The books that I have are the books that I've wanted to get signed, and that's it. I'm not sending any books in to get signed by CGC. Unless they have like a maybe if they had a John Romita or like a Robert Downey Jr., maybe I would do that. If I had like a Iron Man 1 or like Taylor Spencer 9 I wanted signed, I might do that. That's the only thing. Must have Batman comics. Well, if you're a Batman collector, it starts in the Golden Age. If you could afford the Golden Age keys, that's what I would be doing. That's where the money lies. If you can't do Golden Age, which a lot of people can't, including myself, the Silver Age Batman villains, the 3 I would stick to are Mr. Freeze, which I have a copy of 121, 181, which is why I don't want to sell mine. It's a little overpriced, and that's why I overpriced it, because if it sells, it sells, because if it doesn't, I'm more than happy keeping that. 121, 181, and I'm forgetting one. I'm forgetting one. Detective 359, first back heel, but that wasn't the one I was thinking of, but that's one of them I would keep. There's another one. The true first appearance Batman keys. The Silver Age first appearances, I want to own them, but I don't see them going up crazy in value, but I do love them. So if you're a Batman fan and just want to own the keys, the 189s, the Two-Face that I have here, 240 something. The classic Neil Joker cover is a must-have. I don't own that book anymore, but that's a must-have book, in my opinion. Those are the ones I would stick to. I know, it's just the signature you're paying for, right? My thing is if you didn't get a Todd signature, get it on a book that's worth it. Like I have an ASM 300 signed by Todd, and I love the book. I'm a big Spidey fan, so Todd is one of my favorite artists. So I bought that book to already slab, but I paid like $400 for it. So it was worth it. You're paying like 300 just for the signature now, and then you got to buy the book on top of it. Oh, 120 is not actually that. 120 is not bad. If it's 120, that's not bad. 200, that's still. I'd rather buy it slabbed book already or have him signed. Jason, thanks for being late, buddy. I know they only care about money. That's the thing. Like everything they do right now is about money. I mean, somebody brought up a thing to me how they force Stan Lee to kind of sign books up until his deathbed, which I didn't think of it that way, but I know he was doing it right up to the end. And I'm not going to blame them for that, but it was part of the issue. But that's how they get slab books already slabbed, reslabbed, having signings, stuff like that. They probably get a cut of everything that gets sent in there. I don't know how it works, but I've never sent anything in to be signed by them, so I can't. I've never sent anything to be slab pressed by them either. You've never seen a Batman 121? Hold on. Now you've seen one. One of my favorite Batman keys. Again, it's a true appearance of Mr. Freeze, where in this issue they call him Mr. Zero. My opinion, the best Silver Age Batman book there is. I'll say it. That one right there. And then 181. And I'm still forgetting one. I really am forgetting one. There's another Batman key that is a must own, in my opinion. But I off the top of my head, I don't remember what the hell it is. 73 is expensive, though. Right? It is tough to find. Very tough to find. I see a lot more popping out of the woodwork now that the whole DC thing and James Gunn is doing the movies. A lot more popping up out of the woodwork. The problem is to get them for a deal is the hard part because they're all expensive. I got this one for cheap, and that's why I pounced on it. The guy called it a 3.0, and he's probably close, but I got it for such a deal off that. I got it for like a 1.0 price, so that's why I bought it. Tech 359, he said. It's another one, in my opinion, that's underpriced. I love the cover. I love that brown purple cover of 359. So you guys saw my video about CBCS, my rant on CGC. Like I actually commented on CBCS's post the other day, and I said to them, if you guys just change your label, you're going to get double the business. And they actually responded saying that they're working on it. So I'm hoping we get a label change and it'll kind of take some stuff away from CGC. Not that CBCS is their times are take forever. I've had a bad experience years ago with them, but if CGC loses some business, maybe the prices will go down, and that's what we want. Quality control obviously has been an issue as well. And then of course they just did that thing that says, that the whole their quality control thing is 14 days once received. They have to have it back in their hands. And it's just a shit thing to do. If someone gets a book that's damaged, and people brought up, how about if they have somebody send their CGC books in and they don't get it back from that dealer in 2 weeks? Like, it's just, if it's their fault, why are they hiding behind that and giving a term limit? Yes, there needs to be a term limit. It shouldn't be 2 weeks, maybe 30 days. That would probably be a little better. There it is, baby. Fashionably late. How many more ASM issues do you need to complete your volume run? I need a lot. But like I said to you before, and I need a lot. I said I sold my 46. I need to get another 46, but I have like, I'm going to say probably about 50 to 60 around that range, 1 to 300. But I have all the keys, obviously, outside of 46 now, which I sold mine. I need to get a cheaper copy. But about 60 issues, but I want to pay cheap for them. I don't want to pay up for non-keys. So that's the issue. 227. Thank you. Bam. 227 was the key I was missing. That key is 100% worth buying. That black cover, Neil Adams, awesome cover. I had one. I actually sold it to Jim. Jim is in here. He bought it. Sorry, guys. My throat is dry. He bought my 227 signed by Neil Adams. That was the best purchase he made. I agree. CBCS cases are better, but the labels need custom labels and better coloring. I agree. Years ago, and I said this on that rant video, I approached somebody CBCS, and we had a conversation on the phone about, I told them I have a label, like a design for them that I think would be perfect, and they didn't want to hear nothing about it. But I think maybe they're starting to change their mind. So hopefully, maybe if you're out there, CBCS, I said this on my video, contact me. I'll meet you. I'll talk to you guys. We'll come up with the best label that there is. Horror story to share. Uh-oh. FedEx lost my Batman 12 and an 8.0 at a distribution center. Heritage, to their credit, refunded me $5K. Well, listen, at least they refunded you. That's awesome. Was that the full cost of the book, Malibu? $5K, or was that less than what you paid for it? Excuse me. Well, that is a horror story, especially if it's FedEx. That's crazy. That's my biggest fear. Danny got my ASM 13, but I have another copy. I sold my doubles. Omega's got a high grade 227, right? Omega, or do you have 251? I forget which one you have that's high grade. Yes. Was he might have, I don't remember if it was you, Jim, or somebody else that bought my Batman 227. Might have been another Jim. You let me know. 227s, I see them all the time. So if you're looking for one and I see one, message me. Let me know what the price range you're looking for, and I'll gladly, if I find one, I'll message you back. No, Errol's sleeping. It's in Australia. I don't even think he's up yet. Or maybe he's sleeping. Or maybe it's late there. I don't know. Daredevil 1. There's no question in my mind, Paul. Daredevil 1. It's the more valuable key. I like Avengers 1. I used to have it. I sold my copy as well. But it's only gone up a little. Daredevil has spiked a little bit. It spiked a couple of times. I think you're getting a whole character instead of a team. I always like first characters better than team. Even Justice League 28, and that's going to be on not this week's eBay video, but the following week. We're going to look at Justice League Brave and the Bold 28. Jason's got a 9.4, 227. I know he's got a high grade. Jim, so was Jim. He did get it. That, I mean, it's one of the better books. Little less than 5K. A requested book held for pickup after ship. They put wrong label. They claim, so someone got it. That sucks. That sucks, man. I'm sorry. I've never, that knock on wood, had a book lost either way coming to me or going out. So that's got to be frustrating, especially if it's a big book like that, $5,000. That's crazy. What books you guys looking for right now? We got a little bit of time, and then I'm going to head out, but what books you looking to buy? For me, I got one book I'm looking to buy, but I can't tell you what it is. I haven't done the video yet, but for all my channel members, you're going to find out what book I'm looking for right now. And it's a big one, but it's the only book that I'm really have my eyes on right now. And if I can't get it, I can't get it. I may, move to something else, but there's one thing that I'm looking for right now. Me and the kids are eating out right now, and they see you and said, "Is that your comic book friend with the Batman comic?" There you go. Yes, it's me, guys. How are you? Good to see you. We've got to have the kids on the channel there, Jason. Bring them on the channel one day when we go on live. I'll bring mine too. We'll have a free for all. But I have something sad to note. So I wasn't going to mention this today, but I am going to mention it now. So you see this shirt? Mighty Comics and Collectibles. My character shirts. You can't see it. There you go. So there are no more. So the company that did them says I couldn't print them anymore because I don't own the license to the characters, which I get. But they were printing them for the past 3 months. So whoever got one of these shirts, and I'm glad I bought a ton of them, congratulations, because you now own a limited edition shirt because I can't print them anymore. There are still shirts and sweatshirts and stuff available down below in the links, but nothing with character based. Except I have my money book shirt. My money book shirt is actually, what do I refer to as the money book, guys? I call the money book Hulk 181 is a money book over 180. X-Men 266. That's a money book over that stupid annual book that people like so much. I'm going to see if I could share this with you. Forgot about this. All right. So this is all I have of that left now because, oh my God, I'm all fucking congested all of a sudden. So this is the shirt. There's a new shirt. Money book. ASM 300 over 299. Hulk 181 over 180. And X-Men 266 over an annual book. But that's the newest one. But unfortunately, the character shirts are no more. They gave me a hard time about it. But so those of you who had it, congrats. You own a limited edition shirt. I know, Danny, you got a couple of them, buddy. So congratulations. So Canner says Spawn 174. So it's funny, Tech 50, 359 we talked about, but the Spawn 174, it's funny you mentioned that because I've had requests to look at that book on eBay, and we're going to look at it not this week, the next week. I finally found a copy that's sold. So we're going to take a look at it not this Monday, the following Monday. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Peter says, looking for an interesting CGC Bronze Age Stan Lee comic. Bronze Age. I mean, 181, obviously, there's a lot of out there. I would like to see a Marvel Spotlight 5. If I had to pick a book and from the Bronze Age that I want to own, it's that book right now. Giant says X-Men 1 is probably number 2. So if you could find that Spotlight 5 signed by Stan Lee and a CGC yellow label with that new Ghost Rider label, that's money all day long. So if there's a book that I'm looking for besides the one I'm thinking, it's another Marvel Spotlight 5 because I don't have one right now, but that's a book I want. Yes, it would be a good time. No one would probably watch the video besides us, but that's okay. All right, so this book, Ultimate Fallout 4, I was a big proponent of it for a while, and there's only 2 modern books you guys know I like. That book and Edge of Spider-Verse too, because 'cause they're spider-based characters. They just taken a beating. And literally at a 9.8, guys, there's almost 200 sales a year on eBay on a 9.8. That's something I've learned when I'm doing these eBay videos. That's a lot of sales just from eBay on a 9.8 in one book. So the more I think about it, the more I don't want to own that book right now. I think if you're a 20-year holder, yeah, go ahead, buy it. Like I said, I think it's going to go up in value, especially when you get the first live action. So yes, but don't expect any type of bump in that book anytime soon. So keep that in mind. Too many copies and there are too many sales right now. Just that's why I think even though Hulk 81 and 81 keeps going up, back up and down, like there's no reason to go out and buy it right now because you could always go out and buy that book no matter what. Vinny, what's going on, bud? What do you mean my student? My personal shirts, yes. There's still Mighty Comics and Collectible shirts are out there. Those still out there. I'm gonna come up with some new ones. If I could find a way to work the characters in while having them not be so bold and whatever, I will, because maybe I won't get in trouble then. Maybe I'll throw like the comic book up there, like I did with that shirt. Like if I put like your favorite book, like if I have an AF-15 on there and with the Mighty Comics Collectibles logo, maybe I can get away with that. I'm not too sure. I want to try it though. We'll see. Hulk 1 maybe on a shirt. 121, 171, 81, all great books, and 168. 168 is a crazy good book, but that's super rare. But yes, definitely. I love 129. I at one point, if you haven't watched my channel, I've owned like 7 copies at once. So yes, I'm a huge Punisher fan. But again, a lot of copies out there right now. I don't if you don't have one and you want to own one just to own one, get one, 100%. But if you're looking for money, not a book I want to own. And if you're going to sell it in the next 5 years, don't buy it. If you're going to hold on to it for 20, yes, buy it. So maybe you're new to the channel. There's 5 Bronze Age books I want to own, just 5. ASM 129, Giant Size X-Men 1, Hulk 181, Marvel Spotlight 5, and that's my top pick. And then I'll give 5 as Hulk 180. And that's the last of all of them. Those are the 5 Marvel Bronze Age books. There's less DC. Batman 251, and that's about it. I mean, there's a couple of Green Lantern, like Bronze Age, which is good. Neil Adams. But, classic cover-wise, DC, there weren't a lot of great keys in my opinion. A lot of stuff happened in DC in the golden age. I have a Spotlight 32. You guys know that. I have one for sale. I love the book. I love the character, but the price of where it is right now, unless you get a deal on it, then okay. If you can't, it's pretty pricey. Like at a high grade 9 something, I'm charging $425. At that price, excuse me, you're gonna have to hold on for a while. So unfortunately, I'm not too. I know who Doom Patrol is. I don't know what the prices of the books go for. Unfortunately, yeah. I don't know like price wise what they're going for, so that I can't comment on. But they're good books. If you want the books, just because you want them, go for it. I can't tell you if they're good investments though or not. But the Marvel and the DC stuff from the bronze, silver, and I'm starting to get into more golden age stuff. When we're talking about golden age, like I'm not going out and buying nilly willy. Only classic covers and only big keys, or else I don't think it's worth it. Maybe some number 1 issues if you can find it, like Wonder Woman #1, stuff like that. 205, okay. For me, I'm not a huge one on that one, but if you love the key, like there's also Action Comics. I think it's 242. What is it? Is it First Martian Manhunter or First Brainiac, whatever it is? That's a super rare Silver Age key. That one is a good one to look at because not a lot of people own that book and it's hard to find. It's like one on eBay like every couple of months and that's it. That one may turn if they put it if that character ends up showing up. And I don't remember who actually I have it in front of me because it's going to be on the eBay list too soon. Because every time I see one of those books sell, I'm like, oh shit. I forgot who it is. Regardless, that's a good one. All right. So you know that I'm a huge. If you don't know, I'm a huge FF5 fan. Huge. I have a signed copy by Stanley at 2.0. My favorite Marvel villain, and I do think once he shows up, that book is going to go up again. I don't know if it's going to go crazy. It probably won't, but I love that book. It's my favorite Marvel villain of all time, even more than some of the Spider-Man villains. He's the most iconic Marvel villain. So do I want to own the book? 100% I want to own the book. And right now you can get a sick deal. But like I said before, I just saw one sell on eBay for like 33% more than it should have sold. And I don't know why. Is the book heating up again? Is there some kind of news? No idea. But I don't it could be just an anomaly. But if you want to own the book, yes, 100% buy that book. I want to own it. It is. House Secrets 92 is definitely underrated. People when I was doing the hot 10 and Swamp Thing #1 was all over the list. They were saying that book was better than House of Secrets 92 because that's a Swamp Thing they're going to use. I don't care. Like House of Secrets 92 is a better cover. It's the better book. It's the first appearance of the Swamp Thing. That's the money book. That's another one we could throw up there on the money book shirts is the Swamp Thing. House Secrets 92. Martian Manhunter is 222. So who's 242? Brainiac? Also found a great price in Strange Adventures 215, the first sensei, Razoglu's father. Again, if you want, again, it's not a book that I'm in love with, but if you want it, I'm never going to tell you not to buy it. If you want the book, don't buy that because you're looking to make money, though, because that's not going to happen. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes and then I'm going to head out for the day. But this is awesome. And I want to thank Jim, Candaris, and Jared for picking up the books that they picked up today. I will definitely get back to you via email or if you DM me on Instagram, that was fine too. But again, sucks about the shirts, but like I said, still have some cool shirts to sell if you're a fan of the channel. Comments and culture. Pris at FF49 went to the moon, but last December got one for 3K 8.0. Signature Series Stan Lee. That's a good one. Again, that's a book that like it went to the moon, but it should have gone to the moon. Then it came back down, just like FF48. I have no idea why FF48 and 49 they were crazy expensive all of a sudden, and then they lost 60% of their value. A lot of the books went down 30%. And that's where I gauge like my buying. If a book went down 30% and is still holding in there, like that's pretty normal in my opinion. We have a correction. When something goes down 60%, that tells me something's wrong. And what could it possibly be? Because Silver Surfer is a hugely popular character. And there are a lot of copies out there. That maybe that's why, but we'll find out. All right, a few more. Oh, $20. Yeah, I agree with you. Like that's no brainer. Any more questions, guys? Or I'm gonna have for the day. I actually got to go pick up a bike from someone for the kid, and that was it. But I wanted to come on here. Look forward to Monday. We have another eBay sales video. Thursday, the Hot 10, and then at some point, I'm going to be putting out a video about collecting goals and like how we started off today's live stream about collecting and I'll break it down further because it's extremely important right now where we are. And I think a lot of the people in here today, you guys are really good. Like you're doing the right things, you're buying the right stuff, you're happy with what you're buying, and that's what the main thing. And that's what we should want to do as collectors is buy the stuff that we like and not feel that we're buying crap and we're stuck. I don't want you ever to feel like you're stuck. So I like magazine style books and I like pre-code horror, not for investment. I just like the art. 100%. If you can get the pre-code horror cheap, buy it. I don't want to spend crazy amounts of money unless they're for like the top 5 pre-code horror books out there, like the Tomb of Terror 15s, Black Cat Mystery 50, stuff like that. Those are the books that I want. If I'm going to pay money for, I'll pay for those. But the cheaper stuff, I just want to own. I don't want to spend up for it. But yeah, I do like Frank Frazetta. I did a while back. I did a top 10 pre-code horror comic books. Check that video out. I love that. Candaris. Yes, it's right here scrolling across the bottom. PayPal friends and family to lsmrph@yahoo.com. Or you can Zelle me and I'll give you my Zelle information, or Apple Pay. I will do Apple Pay. So just either email me through the description of every video. There's a contact. You just send me an email, and if you want to do Zelle or Apple Pay, I'll give you the info, or else my PayPal email is right there. So that's it for today, guys. Listen, thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. I got to show you the books that were for sale. If anything comes up, I will, um, come back on and show you a few other things when I do a video. But again, I hope you guys had fun. If you're watching this on the rewind or interested in any of the books that I showed that didn't sell, just send me an email through my contact info or DM me on Instagram, mightycomics_collectibles, and we'll gladly have a chat over something that you want. So again, this is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.